We live in an era where existence is measured by the attention we receive. If no one sees us, do we truly exist in this digital age? We have turned our lives into a non-stop performance, a stage where every single action is calculated to please an invisible and often indifferent audience. But the cost of this constant public recognition is high. We are unknowingly trading the freedom of our souls for the validation of digital approval. In the silence of the night, the weight of being watched becomes a burden. We feel the pressure to be perfect, even when no one is there. We become puppets of expectations, dancing to the rhythm of social trends. Our movements are no longer our own, but dictated by the desire to belong. This constant presence is a nightmare of our own making. We are terrified of being forgotten, yet exhausted by the effort of always being seen. What if the greatest gift we could receive is the ability to disappear, to step off the stage and finally breathe in the quiet, cool shadows? The fear of being ignored is the ghost that haunts us. We chase likes and comments to prove we are alive, forgetting that life happens elsewhere. When every moment is recorded, no moment is truly lived. We sacrifice the raw experience of life for the polished image of a life well lived. Who are you when the audience leaves? Underneath the masks of social media, many of us have forgotten the sound of our own authentic inner voice. The tragedy of the modern soul is the loss of privacy. We have become transparent, but in doing so, we have lost the depth of our mystery. Psychology calls this the spotlight effect. We suffer under the illusion that everyone is watching our every move, judging our flaws with a critical eye. But here is the liberating truth. Everyone else is too busy worrying about their own spotlight to truly notice yours. You are not the center. We agonize over a stutter or a bad hair day, imagining a world of critics. In reality, most people are trapped within their own internal monologues. On a cosmic scale, our largest mistakes are invisible. The universe does not care about your social status or the mistakes you made today. When you realize how small you are, the pressure to be perfect evaporates. Your insignificance is actually your greatest shield against the world's harsh judgment. Like a ripple in a lake, our actions leave a mark, but the water soon returns to stillness. The world moves on, and that is okay. There is a profound peace in being unimportant. It means you are free to experiment, to fail, and to try again without the burden of expectations. Freedom begins when you stop asking, "What will they think?" and start asking, "What do I feel?" The spotlight was always an illusion of ego. When the spotlight turns off, you finally see the stars. The darkness of being ignored provides the contrast necessary to see the beauty of existence. Letting go of the need for attention is like releasing a heavy weight. You become lighter, more buoyant, able to float wherever the wind takes you. Our time is too short to be spent as a character in someone else's story. Reclaim your narrative by accepting that you are not being watched. In the absence of an audience, your dance becomes authentic. You move for the sake of the music, not for the hope of a standing ovation. The truth is liberating. You are free to be yourself, because, frankly, no one is really paying that much attention. This is your true superpower. Chuang Tzu, the ancient Taoist philosopher, told a story of a crooked tree. Its trunk was so gnarled and branches so twisted that it seemed useless. Because its wood was deemed useless for furniture or tools, no carpenter ever bothered to cut it down. It was ignored by the working world. While the straight, useful trees were harvested and destroyed, the crooked tree lived for centuries, growing massive and strong in its quiet, lonely isolation. Its very uselessness was its salvation. It achieved a grand old age precisely because it had nothing that the world of men wanted to exploit. In a society that demands you be productive and useful to be valued, there is a secret wisdom in being considered a useless entity. To be anonymous is to be safe. When you do not fit the molds of societal utility, you are left alone to grow according to nature. The Taoist sage knows that being nobody is a shield. It protects you from the ambitions of others and the cages of social obligation. We spend our lives trying to be somebody, but being somebody often means being a tool for the world's use. It's a heavy price. The crooked tree does not compete with others. It simply exists, unfolding its destiny in the vast space provided by the neglect of the ambitious. There is a profound dignity in being overlooked. It allows you to cultivate a rich inner life that is not for sale or for show. The world calls it being forgotten. The sage calls it being free. You are no longer part of the harvest of the human ego. Like the tree, your flaws and uselessness in the eyes of society may be the very things that allow you to survive and flourish. Embrace your inner crookedness. It is the part of you that is uniquely yours, the part that the world cannot use and therefore cannot destroy. Existentialism teaches us that we are the creators of our own meaning. When the world stops watching, you become the sole author of your life. Anonymity is a superpower because it removes the fear of failure. If no one is watching, you cannot be embarrassed by your own mistakes. You can experiment with who you are. You can change your mind, your passions, and your path without having to explain yourself to anyone. The personal brand is a prison. When you are forgotten, the bars vanish. You are no longer a product to be marketed to others. There is a deep joy in doing something just for the sake of doing it, not for a post, not for a like, but for existence. Success without an audience is the purest form of success. It is the realization that your value is inherent, not granted by the public. In the grand theater of the universe, you are both the actor and the only spectator that truly matters. Make your performance worth watching. Anonymity allows for radical honesty. You can explore the darkest and brightest corners of your soul without the fear of social repercussions or judgment. True self-reliance is built in the shadows. It is the strength you find when you realize that you don't need anyone else to validate you. When the world forgets you, it stops trying to control you. You are left with the most terrifying and beautiful thing, your own total freedom. The existential hero is the one who can live without an audience. They find meaning in the void and purpose in the silence of existence. Forget the hustle for recognition. Find the flow of being. In the absence of external pressure, your natural talents begin to breathe and grow. You are not a reflection in someone else's eyes. You are the eye itself, the observer, the consciousness that experiences the world from the center. Take the path that leads away from the crowd. The most interesting parts of the world are often the ones that no one is Instagramming. Being forgotten is not an ending, it is a beginning. It is the start of a life lived on your own terms, for your own sake. Practicing anonymity starts with small acts of private joy. Learn to cook a beautiful meal and eat it alone, without taking a single photo. Try to experience beauty without the urge to prove you were there. Let the memory be yours alone, a secret treasure stored in your heart. Do a kind act and tell no one. The secret power of a good deed is amplified when the only reward is the deed itself. Create something and then destroy it. Remind yourself that the process of creation is more important than the final product or the world's applause. Write for yourself, not for a status update. Explore your thoughts in a journal that no one else will ever read. Be honest with yourself. Enjoy the feeling of being a stranger in a crowd. There is a strange comfort in knowing that none of these people know your name. When you stop seeking external validation, the world becomes a gentler place. You are no longer constantly comparing your insides to everyone else's outsides. The need for approval is a chain. Every time you do something for yourself alone, you break a link in that chain and move toward freedom. You don't need 1,000 followers to have a meaningful life. You only need to be present for your own experiences, fully and without reservation. Being forgotten allows you to age gracefully, like a hidden forest. You don't have to maintain an image. You only have to grow your soul. Happiness is a private event. It doesn't require a witness to be real. In fact, it's often more intense when it's kept all to yourself. The world's indifference is actually a form of kindness. It gives you the space to be exactly who you are, without any interference or judgment. Learn the art of being invisible. It is the ultimate luxury in a world that is constantly trying to track, record, and monetize your every move. Don't be afraid of being forgotten. Be afraid of spending your entire life trying to be remembered by people who don't even know themselves. There is a supreme elegance in being a happy ghost. You move through the world, enjoying its beauty, but you leave no heavy footprint behind. Lao Tzu said, "The sage works without claiming credit, achieves without staying." This is the path of the one who knows true power. Your life is not a performance for others. It is a sacred journey for yourself. You are the destination and the path, all in one. When you embrace being nobody, you finally have the room to be everything. The boundaries of your ego dissolve into the vastness of being. Let the world go on with its noise and its lights. You have found the quiet center where the soul can truly rest and flourish. This is the superpower of the forgotten, the ability to live, love, and die with total autonomy in the magnificent silence of your own soul. You are free, not because you were chosen, but because you were overlooked. And in that neglect, you found the most precious treasure of all. Thank you for listening. May you find peace in the shadows and freedom in the realization that you are, and always have been, enough. Go now and enjoy the glorious invisibility of your own existence. Be the master of your own quiet and beautiful world. Farewell.